Your mind is your most valuable territory, and every distraction is a thief trying to conquer it. If you don't protect it, others will decide what you think, what you do, and where you go. Focus is not a skill, it's mental self-defense. In a world designed to scatter you, maintaining attention is an act of strength, discipline, and rebellion. It's not about having time, it's about having direction. Every time you allow something external to steal your attention, you give away a part of your power. Social networks, opinions, comparisons, urgencies that are not yours. Everything competes to dominate your mind. But the Stoic knows that true control begins from within. Focus is not resisting once, it's resisting every day. It's waking up with clarity and deciding what deserves your energy. People lose their way not because they don't know what they want, but because they allow the noise to make them forget what's essential. To focus is to remember who you are when the world tries to distract you. It's having the strength to choose what's important and let the irrelevant die. You don't need to do everything, you need to do it well. You don't need speed, you need purpose. Mastering your focus is becoming the owner of your mind, the guardian of your calm, and the builder of your destiny. Whoever controls their attention controls their life. Because in the end, focus is not a productivity technique, it's a philosophy of power. What you choose to look at determines who you become. And whoever learns to look with intention stops reacting to the world and starts directing it. When to build walls around your mind, imagine your mind as a city. Inside it dwells everything you are, your thoughts, your calm, your clarity, your purpose. But outside, there is an army that never rests. Distractions, judgments, comparisons, news, voices demanding your attention. Every time you leave a door open, a part of that army enters and takes a space that belongs to you. You don't need to be wise to lose focus. It's enough to allow anyone to have access to your mind. The Stoic understood it well. A mind without walls is a vulnerable mind. When you don't set boundaries, any noise becomes an invader. People today don't suffer from a lack of intelligence, but from an excess of stimuli. They wake up, and the first thing they do is open the door to chaos. Messages, networks, other people's worries. They start the day exhausted without having done anything, because their mind has already been plundered. Building walls doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world, but deciding what comes in and what doesn't. It means understanding that your mental energy is finite and that not everything deserves to spend it. If you allow everything to affect you, you will have no strength left for what really matters. Every time you say yes to the useless, you say no to your peace. Focus begins when you learn to close the door to what doesn't build you. The first step is to protect your mental environment with the same seriousness with which you would protect your home. You don't let just anyone into your house. Why would you let them into your mind? Take care of what you see, what you hear, what you consume. Ideas are also food. Some strengthen you, others slowly poison you. If you fill your mind with emotional garbage, your thoughts will end up smelling the same. The Stoics practiced internal vigilance. Every thought that entered was examined. Does this thought make me stronger or weaker? Does it bring me closer to virtue or take me away from it? That was their way of building walls. Not with bricks, but with attention. You can do it too. Every time you choose not to react, you are building. Every time you say, "This doesn't deserve my energy," you are reinforcing your walls. And of course, there will be those who accuse you of being cold or distant. You're not. You're aware. True strength is not in opening up to everything, but in knowing how to discern. It's not about being insensitive, but about being wise. No one can stay calm if they live without mental borders. Building walls around your mind is an act of respect towards yourself. It's declaring that not everything has access to your attention, that your peace is not for sale, that your focus is sacred. Whoever masters this principle begins to walk differently. They speak less, observe more, act only when something is worth their energy. Over time, that wall becomes something bigger, your inner strength. People may have opinions, the world may scream, but inside you, there will be silence. And in that silence, clarity is born. Don't be fooled. The world doesn't crumble for lack of love, but for lack of focus. Protecting your mind is protecting your life. So don't apologize for building your walls. You don't do it to run away, you do it to stay. Because whoever takes care of the external can hear their internal voice. And when you achieve it, you understand something powerful. Focus is not confinement, it's freedom. The freedom to think clearly amidst the noise. The freedom to be you without interruptions. 2. Cleanse your life of invisible noise. The most dangerous noise is not the one you hear, it's the one you don't notice. It doesn't come from speakers or screams or the crowd. It's hidden in small distractions disguised as normality. It's that habit of checking your phone every minute, worrying about what others think, consuming information that brings you nothing. This noise is invisible because it disguises itself as habit, but its effect is brutal. It steals your focus, drains your energy, and makes you incapable of hearing your own voice. The Stoic knew it. The enemy is not always outside. Often it dwells in routine. If your mind is saturated with stimuli, there is no possible clarity. It's like trying to see your reflection in a turbulent lake. No matter how much you look, you will only see distortion. We live surrounded by constant movement, but we confuse movement with progress. What generates the most noise is not what interrupts your day, but what interrupts your mind. Every message you don't need to read, every video that doesn't contribute, every empty conversation you maintain out of obligation is a small energy leak. And when these leaks add up, you end up exhausted without having done anything. It's not a lack of time, it's an excess of distraction. Therefore, cleansing your life of invisible noise is not a luxury. It's a necessity if you aspire to mental clarity. Start by observing. What is taking energy from you without giving anything in return? Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's people who only bring drama. Maybe it's your own internal dialogue full of complaints and comparisons. All of that is noise, and the more you feed it, the less you'll hear your purpose. The Stoics practiced ataraxia, a state of tranquility that arises when you learn to ignore what you can't control. It wasn't about disconnecting from the world, but about filtering what's essential. Each stimulus they eliminated was a step towards inner freedom. Do the same. You don't have to abandon modern life. You just need to have the courage to choose, to decide what deserves to be in your mental space and what should leave immediately. Make a radical cleanse. Erase what you don't need. Silence what doesn't contribute to you. Reduce the consumption of noise as you would reduce the consumption of poison. Because yes, mental noise also intoxicates. It makes you react instead of reflect. It drives you to seek approval instead of purpose. It turns you into a spectator of your own life. When you cleanse the noise, everything changes. You start to hear the thoughts that really matter. Your mind becomes lighter, clearer, more strategic. You stop running in circles and start moving forward with intention. You discover that most of your worries were not real. They were just echoes amplified by the excess of noise. And the most curious thing is that at first you will feel discomfort. The silence will seem strange to you. You are so used to distraction that it will seem like a void. But stay there, because in that void direction is born. In that space without noise is where focus is built. Cleanse your life of invisible noise as one sharpens a sword. Each distraction eliminated makes you more precise, more aware, stronger. You don't need more information, you need more silence. You don't need more stimuli, you need more clarity. Because in the end, the mind is not lost for what it doesn't know, but for what it can't stop hearing. And only when you manage to silence the noise of the world will you be able to hear the most important voice of all, yours. 3. Sharpen your attention in one direction. Your mind is like a sword. If you use it to strike everything that crosses your path, it becomes dull. But if you direct it with precision towards a single point, it cuts through even the impossible. Focus is not about having energy, it's about directing it. People don't fail because of lack of strength. They fail due to dispersion. They do 1,000 things at once, jump from one goal to another, change course with every emotion. And then they wonder why nothing grows. The answer is simple. Nothing blooms where attention does not take root. The Stoic understood that a focused mind is an invincible mind, not because it ignores the rest of the world, but because it does not allow the rest of the world to take it out of its center. Concentration is a form of presence. It's looking at a single point and deciding, this is what I will do, and nothing else. Today, that sounds almost impossible. We live in an era where everything competes for your gaze. But that's precisely the battlefield. Whoever masters their attention wins. Think about this. Every time you switch tasks, your mind pays a price. It needs time to refocus, energy to regain rhythm. It's as if you're trying to run a marathon, but you stop every 2 steps to look at the scenery. That way you don't move forward, you just get tired. Therefore, the secret is not in doing more, but in doing one thing with total intensity. Sharpening your attention is a daily training. Start by eliminating multitasking. You can't move forward if every thought collides with another. Do one thing at a time and do it as if your life depended on it. When you read, just read. When you work, just work. When you rest, just rest. The mind needs to know what it's doing to do it well. Stoics practiced concentration as an act of virtue. Seneca said that whoever pursues too many goals achieves none, because the scattered mind is a slave to disorder. That's why they trained the discipline of single intention. Each action had a purpose, each moment a direction. They didn't live by impulses, they lived by intention. You can do it too. Ask yourself, what deserves my focus today? And when you decide, block everything else. Turn off notifications, ignore distractions, and pin your attention like an arrow. It's not about obsession, it's about respect for your energy. Your attention is limited, use it wisely. And here comes the most powerful part. The more focused you are, the faster you see results. Clarity accelerates progress. A person with a firm direction moves forward more than 100 with weak intention. You don't need to make noise, you need consistency. You don't need to prove anything, you need presence. When you achieve this, you will notice a profound change. Things that seemed impossible before become achievable. You no longer drown in the anxiety of wanting everything at the same time. You start to feel a strange calm, the calm of knowing where you're going. Because when attention sharpens, the mind stops scattering and starts creating. Sharpening your attention in one direction is building power from concentration. It's understanding that you can't win any battle if you don't know which one you're fighting. So choose your goal and cut everything that doesn't lead you to it. Because in a distracted world, total attention is not a weakness. It's your most dangerous weapon. 4. Turn your space into a temple of focus. Your environment speaks even if you don't utter a single word. Every object, every noise, every detail surrounding you shapes your mind without you noticing. External chaos always ends up becoming internal chaos. Therefore, those seeking clarity must start with the place they inhabit. You can't expect to have orderly thoughts if you live amidst disorder. Your physical space is the most sincere reflection of your mental state. The Stoic knew this. The mind needs structure. Marcus Aurelius wrote surrounded by silence with the bare minimum because he understood that simplicity is the mother of depth. On the other hand, today we live surrounded by excess, screens, visual distractions, stimuli competing for our attention. We want to think precisely, but we work in saturated places. We want to feel calm, but we live in noisy environments. We want focus, but we inhabit disorder. Turn your space into a temple of focus. You don't need luxury, you need purpose. Everything in front of you must have a reason to be there. If something doesn't drive you, it distracts you. If something doesn't inspire you, it drains you. Start by cleaning not just the dust, but the energy. Organize your desk. Eliminate the unnecessary. Create an environment that invites concentration. Physical order generates mental order. And it's not just about the place where you work, but also the place where you think and rest. If your room is full of noise, your mind never switches off. If your space lacks intention, so does your mind. Make your environment a constant reminder of who you are and what you seek. Every time you look around, you should feel motivation, not distraction. Attention feeds on silence. Therefore, learn to protect it. Turn off what doesn't contribute. Avoid unnecessary noise, even empty conversations that pollute the air. Silence is not the absence of sound, it's the presence of mind. It's the state where you can listen to yourself without interference. Whoever creates their own silence creates their own power. Perform rituals within your space. Every morning, organize what you will use. Every night, leave everything in order. Don't do it for aesthetics, do it for discipline. Physical consistency trains mental consistency. Every small act of order is a statement of respect towards yourself. You're saying, this is my space and here I rule. Even the Stoics, who lived in times without technological distractions, knew the importance of the environment. Not because the environment controls the mind, but because the strong mind knows how to create the right environment. If your environment is at peace, your mind aligns with that peace. If your environment is loaded with stimuli, so will your mind be. Turn your place into a sanctuary of focus. A place where every object has a purpose, where every corner breathes clarity. Don't underestimate the power of the visual. Sight is the most direct door to thought. When you see order, your mind flows. When you see chaos, your mind scatters. And remember this, a temple is not built in a day. It is the result of discipline, of care, of intention. So should your space be, make it reflect the life you want to have, not the one you're trying to escape. Because your environment can be your anchor or your impulse, your distraction or your strength. You decide what role it will play. Turn your space into a temple of focus, and you'll see how the rest of your life starts to order itself. Because clarity is not found, it's built. And it always starts in the place you choose to be. 5. Find power in stillness. Power does not always manifest itself with noise. Sometimes true strength hides in silence. In a world that glorifies haste, stopping feels like a crime. But only those who know how to stay still manage to see what others cannot. Stillness is not passivity, it is mastery. It is the art of remaining firm while everything around you moves. The Stoics knew it. The mind that does not calm down cannot think clearly. Whoever does not learn to stop becomes a slave to impulse. We live in an era where everything demands speed. Respond quickly, act quickly, decide quickly. But fast is not always wise. Wisdom requires pause, reflection, and presence. If your mind is always running, it will never get anywhere. Stillness is like the edge of a sword that cuts through confusion. It allows you to see things as they are, without the filter of fear or anxiety. In that state, you do not react, you choose. You do not chase after everything that shines. You walk only towards what matters. When you quiet down, the noise of the world turns off and the inner voice begins to speak. But many do not listen to it because they fear being alone with it. Learning to find power in stillness is one of the most challenging practices. It involves facing your thoughts, your emotions, your shadows. It involves accepting that not everything needs an immediate response. That sometimes the strongest act is not to move, but to hold. The mind trained in stillness does not break in the storm because it understands that control is not outside, but inside. Make stillness a daily habit. You do not need a temple or a complex ritual. Just a few minutes of silence, without screens, without stimuli, without distractions. Sit and observe. Observe your breath, your thoughts, your impulses. Do not judge them, just watch them pass. That's what the Stoics did every day. Observe their mind like a warrior observes the field before battle. They did not attack every thought, they understood it. In that process, something changes. You begin to distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot. You learn not to waste energy on the inevitable. Stillness teaches you that not everything deserves your reaction, and that often silence has more impact than any word. Instead of wearing yourself out, you strengthen yourself. Instead of responding to chaos, you become the center of balance. And when you achieve it, when calm ceases to be uncomfortable and becomes a refuge, you discover something profound, that stillness does not stop you, it propels you. From it are born the best decisions, the clearest ideas, and the strongest strength. It is the moment where you regain control, not of the world, but of yourself. Do not confuse movement with progress. Many run without direction, others rest strategically before taking the next step. The Stoic belongs to the second group. He understands that power is in knowing when to act and when to wait. Stillness is not weakness, it is preparation. So when the world pushes you to hurry, stop. Close your eyes, breathe, and remember. Noise confuses, silence reveals. While everyone else wears themselves out trying to demonstrate their power, you strengthen it in calm. Because in the silence of the one who masters his mind hides an energy that chaos can never defeat. Finding power in stillness is discovering that control is not shouted, it is breathed. 6. Make the obstacle your source of fire. Every time something stands in your way, you have two options: give up or turn it into fuel. Most people complain, back down, or curse their luck. The Stoic, on the other hand, smiles at the difficulty. Not because they enjoy the pain, but because they understand that the obstacle is not the end, it is the beginning of growth. Life does not test you to stop you, but to polish you. If everything were easy, you would remain the same. Fire does not come from calm, it comes from friction, from challenge, from effort, from the moment where everything seems to be against you. That's where your mettle is revealed. Strong people are not those who never fall, but those who get up so many times that the ground no longer scares them. And that's where the most powerful Stoic teaching is found. What stops you trains you. What hurts awakens you. What challenges you builds you. Every obstacle is a disguised opportunity. It can be a rejection, a loss, a failure, or a disappointment. The important thing is not what happens, but what you do with it. If you choose to lament, the obstacle crushes you. If you choose to learn, the obstacle elevates you. Marcus Aurelius said it with a clarity that transcends centuries. What stands in the way becomes the way. That is the essence of the unshakable approach. To see in every blockage a new door. When something goes wrong, the common mind looks for culprits. The Stoic mind looks for lessons. It doesn't ask, why me? But for what? That change transforms everything. What seemed like injustice becomes training. What seemed like punishment becomes preparation. Because when you manage to change your interpretation, the obstacle loses power over you. It no longer slows you down, it propels you. Make every difficulty a mental gym. Every disappointment is a weight that strengthens your patience. Every mistake a silent teacher. Every defeat an opportunity to refine your strategy. It's not about romanticizing suffering, but about taking advantage of it. If you focus on what you can extract from adversity, nothing is wasted. Even pain becomes useful. Stoics did not avoid problems. They faced them with calm and direction. They knew that the inner fire only grows when the wind blows strong. If there was no resistance, there would be no progress. So the next time something gets complicated, don't run away. Observe, analyze, and act wisely. Ask yourself, what part of me needs to be strengthened by this? That is the mindset that turns the obstacle into power. And when you adopt that attitude, you will notice that nothing completely stops you. Failures no longer hurt the same. Criticisms no longer paralyze you. Delays no longer frustrate you. Because you understand that every difficulty has a function to forge you. Life hardens you not to destroy you, but to prepare you. The real focus is not to expect a path without problems, but to walk with serenity, even when the terrain becomes hostile. Make the obstacle your fire. Don't run from it, feed on it. The harder the challenge, the stronger the mind that overcomes it. And in the end, when you look back, you won't see a life of stumbling, but a life of training. Each stone will have been a teacher, each fall a test passed. Because while many consume themselves in complaint, you will have learned to ignite your fire with the same embers that extinguished others. That's what distinguishes the Stoic. They don't choose the circumstances, they choose how to transform them. 7. Conquer the voice inside your head. That voice you hear when no one else is speaking can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. It's the one that drives you forward or sabotages you before you even begin. You may have talent, discipline, and purpose, but if your mind attacks you from within, you'll end up losing battles that haven't even started. The undisciplined mind needs no external enemies. It alone is capable of destroying you. The Stoic knew that the toughest fight doesn't occur in the outside world, but within oneself. You can resist the chaos of the environment, but if you don't control your internal dialogue, that chaos will follow you wherever you go. The enemy doesn't always wear a face. Sometimes it manifests as doubt, guilt, fear, or self-criticism. And if you don't confront it, it becomes an invisible prison. That inner voice can tell you that you're not enough, that it's too late, that it's not worth trying. It repeats it with such conviction that you end up believing it. But here's the truth. That voice is not you. It's the sum of your fears, your wounds, and the opinions you once absorbed without filtering. It's an echo of the past trying to control your present. If you want real focus, you must silence it or turn it into your teacher. The trained mind doesn't eliminate negative thoughts. It observes them without getting dragged along. Just as a guard watches the walls of his fortress, you must watch your thoughts. Every idea that enters can build you or sabotage you. Seneca explained it simply: no man is more unhappy than he who torments himself with thoughts. That sentence sums it all up. You can't have focus if you're attacking yourself from within. Mastering the inner voice is not about silencing it completely. It's about re-educating it. When it says, "I can't," respond, "I'll try." When it says, "You'll fail," answer, "I'll learn." When it says, "You're not enough," repeat, "I'm a work in progress, but I keep moving forward." The mind needs guidance, not punishment. If you treat it as an enemy, it will wear you out. If you educate it, it will serve you. Every negative thought is an opportunity to train attention. Don't try to escape from them. Observe them without reacting. Ask yourself, is this thought a fact or an interpretation? Most of the time, you'll discover they're just stories your mind makes up to protect you from change. But growth and comfort cannot coexist. If you only listen to the voice of fear, you'll stay where you are. The Stoics meditated on death, loss, and suffering not out of morbidity, but to tame that voice. They confronted it with logic and acceptance until the fear lost strength. You can do the same. Speak to your mind like a frightened child, with firmness and compassion. Don't yell at it, guide it. Don't ignore it, listen to it, and then you decide. When you conquer the inner voice, the outside world loses power over you. Criticisms no longer hurt you the same. Others' judgments don't destabilize you. Failures don't stop you, because you no longer depend on external approval or internal doubt. You've made your mind your ally. Remember this: whoever masters their internal dialogue masters their destiny. No one can take away the focus from someone who has taken control of their thoughts. So every time that voice tries to sabotage you, smile. It's not your enemy, it's the sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Respond to it calmly, wisely, and with action. Because the true conquest is not over others, but over the noise that resides in your own mind. 8. Live with the urgency of now. Every day you postpone your purpose, you're handing a part of your life over to nothingness. There's no worse loss than that of time that never returns. The Stoic knew this better than anyone. Death is not what you should fear the most, but reaching the end without having truly lived. We think we have all the time in the world, but the clock never stops. While you hesitate, the day advances. While you wait for the perfect moment, life continues its course. And when you finally realize what you lost can no longer be recovered, living with the urgency of now does not mean acting hastily or anxiously. It means understanding that every minute matters, that the present is not a rehearsal, it's the only performance. Most people live as if they had a guaranteed second chance. They dream of what they will do someday, but someday is not a date, it's an excuse. The Stoic approach is born from recognizing finiteness. Knowing that time is limited is not something sad, it's a call to action. Marcus Aurelius summed it up with devastating clarity. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. And he was right. If each person remembered how short existence is, they would live with more intention and less distraction. But we prefer to distract ourselves with trivialities so as not to feel the weight of that truth. The irony is that the more you avoid thinking about time, the faster it slips away. Mental focus flourishes when you become aware of how fragile everything is. Every conversation, every opportunity, every sunrise could be the last. When you truly understand this, you stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter. You no longer argue over nonsense. You no longer chase validation. You no longer postpone the essential. You act because you know that the ideal moment doesn't arrive. You build it. Living urgently is not living in a rush, it's living awake. It's waking up every morning with the clarity that today you have a new opportunity to progress, to grow, to be better. It's looking at your goals and asking yourself, what can I do right now to get closer to this? Not tomorrow, not later. Now, focus is not trained in intention, it's trained in action. The Stoic doesn't wait for inspiration, they create movement. They don't waste their attention on what they can't control. They direct it towards what they can transform. Every small decision becomes part of a chain of purpose, and that chain, day after day, forges destiny. Therefore, those who live urgently do not fear death, they honor it. They know that life is not measured in years, but in presence. There is something deeply liberating in assuming that time is running out. It makes you more selective, wiser, more intense. You start to value silence, real company, meaningful work. You understand that nothing is worth as much as your attention, and that giving it away carelessly is an act of personal abandonment. You don't need more time, you need more awareness of the time you already have. Live as if each day were an unrepeatable opportunity to polish your character, to leave a mark, to take one more step forward. Don't let comfort lull you to sleep or routine steal your fire. Because when the end comes, and it will come, the only thing that will really matter is whether you used your attention well, if you gave your best while you still could. So don't wait until tomorrow. Don't let distractions steal what cannot be returned. Live as if focus decided everything, because yes, it decides everything. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you watched the whole thing, comment "I am Stoic" as our secret signal to know that you're a true student of Stoicism. Don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. See you in the next video, and remember, keep cultivating your Stoic mind.